photographic journey of one of the greatest survival stories ever told.
In August 1914, explorer Ernest Shackleton boarded the Endurance and set sail for Antarctica, where he planned to cross the last uncharted continent on foot. The expedition was an attempt to make the first land crossing of the Antarctic continent. After Roald Amundson's South Pole expedition in 1911, this crossing remained, in Shackleton's words, the one great main object of Antarctic journeyings. Shackleton's plan was to sail to the Weddell Sea and to land a shore party near Vahsel Bay, in preparation for a transcontinental march via the South Pole to the Ross Sea. A supporting group, the Ross Sea Party, would meanwhile establish camp in McMurdo Sound, and from there lay a series of supply depots across the Ross ice shelf to the foot of the Beardmore Glacier. According to legend, Shackleton posted an advertisement in a London paper, stating, "Men wanted for hazardous journey. Low wages, bitter cold, long hours of complete darkness. Safe return doubtful. Honor and recognition in event of success." Searches for the original advertisement have proved unsuccessful, and the story is generally regarded as apocryphal. Shackleton received more than 5,000 applications for places on the expedition. On August 8 the Endurance sailed for the Antarctic via Buenos Aires and the sub-Antarctic island of South Georgia, where there was a Norwegian whaling station. On November 5, 1914 they arrived at South Georgia. Shackleton learnt much from the whaling captains about the conditions between there and the Weddell Sea, which indicated that this was a particularly heavy ice year. The plan had been to spend only a few days collecting stores, but instead, the Endurance remained at South Georgia for a month to allow the ice further south to disperse. The Weddell Sea was known to be particularly icebound at the best of times, and the Endurance left with a deckload of coal in addition to normal stores to help with the extra load on the engines when it came to pushing through pack ice in the Weddell Sea to the Antarctic continent beyond. Extra clothing and stores were taken from South Georgia in the event that the Endurance may have to winter in the ice if caught in the Weddell Sea as it froze, unable to reach the continent first. They left South Georgia on the 5th of December 1914. As their ship, the Endurance approached Antarctica, it became trapped by ice in Vahsel Bay. Too far from land to attempt a crossing, they planned to sit out winter in their ship and then attempt their mission in spring. After months of waiting, it becomes clear that they will have to abandon their plan for a delayed expedition, as well as their ship. The ice has crushed the Endurance's hull beyond repair. When the ice melts, she will sink. The new objective is to get home safely. According to photographer Frank Hurley, the ship groans and quivers, windows splinter whilst deck timbers gape and twist. Amid these profound and overwhelming forces, we are the embodiment of helpless futility. The Endurance finally broke up and sank below the ice and waters of the Weddell Sea on November 21, 1915. The men had saved as many supplies as they could, including Frank Hurley's precious photo archive, before she disappeared. The 28 men of the expedition were now isolated on the drifting pack ice hundreds of miles from land, with no ship, no means of communication with the outside world, and with limited supplies. What was worse was that the ice itself was now starting to break up as the Antarctic spring got underway. On December 20 Shackleton decided that the time had come to abandon their camp and march westward to where they thought the nearest land was, at Paulet Island. Over the course of 6 months, the ice sheet has moved, at one point bringing them within sight of Antarctica, only to drift away from it, and now the closest bit of land is Elephant Island. Only 30 miles away, they set sail, optimistic that they will land that day. After a day of sailing, the position is checked. Not only are they not nearing Elephant Island, the current has pulled them off course. They're now 60 miles from land. It will take another 7 days of rowing and sailing in open boats to reach Elephant Island. Elephant Island is a desolate, frozen rock. Despite that, the men dance with joy when they finally reach it. It's been 497 days since they last set foot on land. There, Shackleton was eventually able to mount a rescue of the men waiting on Elephant Island. It will take 3 months and several attempts to rescue the remaining 22 men on Elephant Island, but on the 30th of August 1916, he finally reaches them. All 22 were still alive and well. Not a single man of Shackleton's original 28 was lost. And though the Endurance was lost to the sea ice, the James Caird open boat was brought back to England and survives to this day in Dulwich College, London. a living reminder of an act of remarkable courage in the heroic age of exploration.
If you like this video, make sure you subscribe to my channel.